So hello everyone and welcome to our latest video update with Pastor Ollie and Pastor James, looking not a day older than when we did our first one, I have to say, which was over a year ago.
It just feels like a long time ago.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. So here we are again, just giving a fresh update because of course Boris has just made the government's announcement about the delay in unlocking everything. It was due to be this month in June, and of course it's now been put back by a month. And so the next date coming up for everything to be unlocked is Monday, July the 19th. So what we want to talk about is what that means in terms of church. And if we unlock on July the 19th, of course, it means that we will be meeting back together in person as churches from July the 25th onwards.
It's worth mentioning why we haven't been having our services over the last few months. And I think we've stated this already, but probably worth stating again, is that because of the restrictions, even since they unlocked in April and May, the rules are still that you can't have more than 6 people together inside. We can open as church, but we can't really interact as church. We can't sing together still. We still have to all wear masks. It's all very restrictive. If you came to some of our services back last year in the autumn, you'll know it wasn't church as you know and love it. And we made a decision back earlier this year that we wanted to wait until the restrictions lifted so that we could genuinely just come back together and have these great times of praise and worship. That is the point of why we get together on a Sunday, to worship together, to pray together. There's a lot of interaction, and at the moment we can't do that. So that's why we're still putting it off for another few weeks.
That's right. But of course, we are going to be busy over these few weeks. There's a lot happening in church, and we just want to very quickly or succinctly talk about that. So I know from a Kingfisher Westgate point of view that Action Pack are having a picnic out on Sunday the 27th of June. That's in Robbinswood Hills. So everybody who goes to Westgate that has children, you'll be hearing about that from Bev, who is our Action Pack leader. So that's going to be exciting. What's happening with Treadworth, Ollie?
Well, it's probably worth saying what we can do rather than what we can't do, because church is far more than what happens here in this building on a Sunday. It's great when we can gather together, but actually church is still meeting. It hasn't shut even over the last year and a half. Connect groups have still been getting together regularly online, and since May they have been starting to meet in person, which is great, and we really want to encourage this, especially over these next few weeks. Meet up in gardens if the weather permits. If there's 6 or less of you, you can still meet up indoors for your groups. And we really want to encourage that on your Connect Group weeks, but also on a Sunday morning. Why not make it more of a church event? Rather than just getting up and watching church on your own or with whoever's in your house, why not organize getting your Connect Group together to watch church together and be part of church together? Have some brunch together. It would be amazing so that we can continue building our church community, even if we can't physically be here all together on a Sunday morning. Some of us can still gather in smaller groups, and we really want to encourage that.
Absolutely. And speaking of brunch, which seems to be what we talk about a lot, so on the 25th of July, where we are coming back together as physical churches at Westgate, that's when we are having our brunch. So we're going to meet together for a short service and then have full cooked English or vegetarian / vegan equivalent. Apparently my youngest grandchild is a pescatarian. Not that he likes fish, but there you go. So whatever, that's gonna be something to look forward to.
Yeah, and on the 25th here at Treadworth, after our morning service together, we will, weather permitting, be having a picnic in St James's Park. So another great opportunity to all get together on that first Sunday back.
Weather permitting, the words we always use in this country.
I know.
Now, can I just say that, as I've said in the past, it's easier to get into lockdown than it is to get out of lockdown. And so one of the big focuses we need to have as churches is to rebuild our volunteer base in the church. This church is under God. It is run by volunteers. It's dependent on volunteers. To enable that to start getting going from a standing start, what we're going to be doing is starting services just in the morning. So that's certainly the 10 o'clock service at Tredworth, the 11 o'clock service at Westgate, hopefully the 11:30 service
That would be amazing.
at Tredworth for the interactive service. The evening service, we are going to be still recording the talks and putting those talks onto YouTube, our YouTube channel. So that'll be available every Sunday. So as such, we won't be having an in-person evening service to start, just because we really need to focus in a very narrow and simple way about getting physical church going again, and we feel that that takes all of our energy and resources just to get those morning services going. So the evening service will change to being online or talks that are recorded and put onto every Sunday, put onto our YouTube channel. You can catch them there. Our teaching, evening teaching series will continue. They'll just be on our YouTube channel. Did that sound understandable to you? Okay, good. I'm saying the words and hoping they make sense.
Talking about building up volunteer teams, obviously over the last year and a half, because we haven't been having in-person church, a lot of the people who would usually be here serving, welcoming, audioing, worshipping, we haven't had that. So again, we want to build up those volunteer teams again here at Tredworth especially. So over the next few weeks, we're still going to be live streaming from here on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. And at the moment, we have some guys here who are helping us to lead worship. We usually have a couple of people here who are making sure that it is being live streamed to you and that you can hear it and see it. But we want to build up those teams especially. So if you are able, willing, available, if you are interested in learning some new skills to be part of any of those teams, then it would be great to hear from you, because over the next few weeks, we can invite you in here. We do have the space. We can still be socially distanced. We still can learn. And it would be great to have a few more people in the building. But in preparation for when we finally welcome everybody back, then we will have the teams in place who can then make sure that our services happen on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, so just to make clear, this isn't having face-to-face physical church by stealth. This is genuinely building up volunteer teams, using these Sunday mornings as an opportunity. Certainly at Tredworth, we can't do that at Westgate, but certainly at Tredworth to get going again with a volunteer mindset. And all of these things mean that we're not starting back on the 27th of July from
June.
No,
27th. We're not starting back on the 27th of June.
No,
but we are starting back on the 25th.
Yeah, so the end of this sentence is we are not starting back on that July date from a standing start.
Yes.
We are preparing for getting that going.
Yeah.
And that, just to clear that up, what is the date in July that we're physically starting back in church?
It's the 25th of July.
You heard it here first. And if you can't trust Ollie for dates, who can you trust? So we are having to wait a few more weeks. We're not waiting with our hands in our pockets, doing nothing, waiting passively.
No.
We are moving. We are getting going. The Lord is moving us on towards that time. And don't forget, coming back to church is not just about us. It's a great opportunity to invite your friends, your neighbours, all those who were perhaps isolated, lonely, cut off. Invite them to this great community at Tredworth, at Westgate. We are going to start back well. And we are going to have a really good and clear start back in July. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining us week by week online and via YouTube. And we look forward so much to being able to look out at a congregation full of people.
Can't wait.
So we will see you then.
God bless.